He's a bad beast on that barbecue, on the grill or the smoker. He knows just what to do. He's a bad beast on that barbecue.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode of Bad Beast Barbecue. We're outside on the back patio today. It is 37 degrees out here, but we do not let the weather stop our low and slow. Today we're going to be cooking a pork butt, okay? It's New Year's Eve, and the wife is going to be cooking the traditional New Year's dinner tomorrow. So she'll be cooking black-eyed peas and cabbage and cornbread and all the other items that people traditionally cook for New Year's to bring them luck and prosperity and all that type of stuff. However, for the meat element, I'm going to be cooking a pork butt. And then for her, I'm going to be cooking a salmon tomorrow, okay? So I may record that, I may not, just depends, okay? But, you know, we've cooked so many pork butts on this channel and stuff, man. It's kind of hard to do something different. So we're going to be, from now on, working with different flavor profiles and stuff like that. So this one right here, I got the idea to try to do a sweet and sour pork, you know, sweet and sour pork, just like the Chinese type meal. So what we did was, we use this. This is Panda Express sweet and sour sauce. Okay, so we took our pork butt and then we cleaned it up, trimmed it down a little bit. We injected it in several areas with the sweet and sour sauce. And then we used the remainder of that sauce as a binder for the rub. Now I looked all over for a sweet and sour type rub and stuff. I couldn't find one even online and stuff, so I used the I used AI and said, AI, hey, make me a recipe for a sweet and sour pork dry rub, okay? And it came up with this one right here. Now it ain't too bad, to be honest with you, tasting it out of the jar. I made this last night. I'll put the list of ingredients in the description block down in the video if you want to try it out, but I call it sweet and sour pit boss rub. Okay, so check it out. If it turns out to be really good, then I may go ahead and get this bottle like we did our original one, and but it probably needs a few tweaks. Okay, so let me bring you closer to give you a look at the pork butt, because we've already injected it and we've already rubbed it down. Today we're going to be cooking on the Recteq 1070, okay? We're cooking at 225 degrees today because I wanted to try to get as much smoke today as possible. And also we're going to be cooking to 180 degrees today before we take it off, because we're going to slice this pork butt instead of pull it, okay? Now, even though there's a bone on one side of the pork butt, I'm hoping to be able to cut it down the middle and then make some slices instead of doing some pulled, okay? So I'll go ahead and show you what we got here, and let's get her in the smoke. All right, guys, here is the pork butt. It's an 8-pound pork butt shoulder. That's what it said on the label anyway, but there's a bone in here, and as you can see, this has been sitting for a little while, and the seasoning has pulled out a little moisture out of the pork butt. We're just gonna hit the top of it with a little bit more, just for gee whiz purposes. Okay, and we're gonna put this on a rack. Okay, so there we go. Makes it easier to move later on. Okay. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and put our pork butt in the Recteq here. Got it on the rack for easy handling. We'll slide it right here in the middle. And we're gonna take this up to 180 degrees. I don't know if I'm gonna wrap yet or not, because I wanna slice this instead of pull it, so I don't wanna take it above 200. So I may take it up to 180 degrees and then pull it and let it rest at that time, and then we'll slice it and see what we get. I'm hoping to get that sweet and sour flavor like you would do with sweet and sour pork. So we'll see what we get. So hey, hang around and let's see what we get. All right, guys, so we're inside. I showed you it was nighttime when this finally finished cooking. A lot of juice in here. So like I said, we cooked at 225 for most of the day. Then it started getting late, so I kind of bumped the temperature up. Once it got to 159, 160 degrees. I bumped the temperature up to kind of get it through the stall and to get it to 180 degrees. So it's been sitting in this pan here now for an hour. So we'll go ahead and slice into this and see what we got. Okay, let me go ahead and bring you closer. All right, guys, boy, as you can see, it's got some nice color on it. Smells fantastic, man. Got a good bark, nice and moist. So I'm interested in seeing how this bad boy tastes. Remember, we're going for kind of a sweet and sour. So we'll see how this worked out. We didn't wrap this at all. So, all right, let's go ahead and cut into it. All right, so we got our down strong slicing knife here. So we'll see what we can come up with here. I gotta remember where the bone, I think the bone is over here, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna go ahead and slice it anyway, okay? So let's go ahead. Man, it's tender, even though we pulled it off at 180, we didn't let it go to 200 degrees. It's nice and tender, nice and juicy. All right, so let's go ahead and get a piece with the bark on it. Let's go ahead and cut this little piece off the end. All right, let's have our taste test, all right? Man, it smells really, really good, all right? Let's see what we got. Yep, it does taste sort of like sweet and sour pork. You can taste the sourness in the background with the lemon pepper base of the rub in here. It's sweet on the inside, so the sauce did marinate it well, and then gave some good flavor, and it's really, really juicy, man. Yeah, this worked out really, really well. Well, that's about it. So check the description block if you're interested in making the rub yourself. Okay, like I said, it was an experimental rub. Only thing I might have done a little bit different is, even though it is sweet on the inside, I might have taken some of the rub, mixed it in with the sauce, so that you can get that tartness or that little sourness on the inside of the meat, as well as the bark on the outside of the meat. But it's tender, it's juicy, and even though I smoked it for 8 hours, it just didn't provide as much smoke as I wanted, but most pellet smokers don't. So cooking it at 225 for 8-9 hours was probably unnecessary, since I didn't get the level of smoke flavor that I want. But I am experimenting with some modifications to my pellet smokers to see if I can enhance or intensify the smoke flavor. So, but that's about it. So, hey, thanks for joining us today. Happy New Year. May you be blessed with prosperity, good health, and peace in this 2026 season. Okay. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Hey, do me a favor. If you're not a member, subscribe to the channel. Put a thumbs up to like this video, please. It'll help us with the YouTube algorithm. And like we always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. If it's fire, then damn it, there just might be a barbecue there. Or a sweet and sour pork butt. Starting off your new year right. Hey, as always, hey, we'll see you guys around the smoker.